We talk a lot about confidence as a leadership asset, but here's a problem we don't name often enough. The people who sound confident aren't always competent. And for leaders, especially in new roles where they're still getting to know the people around them, that's a real risk. Because most of us assume that if someone speaks decisively, they must know what they're doing. The data says that assumption is wrong. I saw this play out with a new CEO I was coaching. I gave him one clear instruction for his first 3 months. Don't change anything, just listen. Meet people, learn how the business actually works, and offer up just one suggestion of what they could possibly change if they thought it was right for the business. Within the first month, he meets the leadership team and the board and proposes 72 changes. 72. He was trying to prove his competence. But what he showed instead was confidence without context. Within weeks, the board downgraded him out of the CEO role. Their message was blunt. Maybe you should get to know the business first. The issue wasn't a lack of intelligence, it was overconfidence. Too early, too loud, too fast. And this is where leaders often get it wrong. We assume overconfidence disappears when people get feedback. It doesn't. A study published in Psychological Science looked at 3,000 tournament chess players, an environment with constant public accurate feedback. Everyone knows exactly how good they are, or at least they should. But the researchers found the lowest performing players were the most overconfident by a lot. In fact, the gap between confidence and competence was large enough to reliably predict losing. This builds on the Dunning-Kruger effect. People who lack skill also lack the insight to recognize their limits, which means telling someone the data says otherwise rarely fixes overconfidence because they don't yet have the mental map to interpret that data. So what does this mean for leaders? First, don't confuse confidence with readiness, especially in new roles. Second, stop trying to correct overconfidence with blunt feedback alone. That's not how calibration happens. Instead, watch for this signal. Real confidence sounds like, here's my initial view. What am I missing? I want to test this before landing it. Who should I be consulting here? Bravado, on the other hand, sounds like certainty. So what does this mean for us? It means real confidence isn't about sounding certain. It's about understanding the context you're operating in, what you know, what you don't, and where your capability actually sits inside that system. When you're confident because you understand the landscape, you don't need to rush to conclusions. You design a process. You consult. You test your thinking before you land it. That's not hesitation. It's not weakness, and it's far more impressive than bravado. That's what real confidence sounds like.